The fall. The last story and this story take place in the Garden of Eden. And it says that that Adam and Eve were sent out of the garden. So a lot of speculation has come down through the years about where was the Garden of Eden. Some people point that Jerusalem was the Garden of Eden. Others point to the southern part of Iraq as being the Garden of Eden. They say, well, it has to be near the Euphrates River. Not necessarily. It could have been there. But you do understand, of course, that rivers are not named by God, but are named by people. The river that was called Euphrates back in the Garden of Eden didn't exist anymore. The whole world was destroyed. Everything was changed. Mountains were formed. Oceans came about. Deserts. All kinds of things changed. And that river called Euphrates beforehand was not the same river. Those that came off of the ark, someone said, that reminds me of the river back that came out of the Garden of Eden. And they named it Euphrates. So I contend that there's absolutely no way of knowing where the Garden of Eden is at. Think about this story. Adam told this story over and over again. He told it this story was told over thousands of years before it came down to the children of Abraham. But just think about, Adam could have told it to Methuselah. Methuselah could have told it to Shem, probably did. Shem lived long enough, and I'm not sure if he did this, but he lived long enough where he could have told this story to Jacob. A couple thousand years, but only 4 people could have passed this story down. Amazing. The story of the fall, to me, just illustrates and underlines and underscores the unintended consequences. When Adam chose to sin, he didn't want to change anything. He just wanted to add something. And that's what sin does for us. He got a little bit of benefit and a whole lot of devastation. And it's a great illustration of sin today. Normally, when we are sinning, we're actually getting something that doesn't belong to us. We are taking something in, and when we do that, we want the benefit of that. The pleasure, the advantage, the wealth, or whatever it is, the power. We want to bring that in, not realizing that once it's there, it changes who we are. It changes the relationships that we have with those around us. It changes our children. It changes everything about us. A story that greatly illustrates for us the unintended consequences. The talking animal, the snake talking. A lot of people wonder about that how could this be, and why wasn't Eve shocked when the snake started talking? I don't think we have the experience to understand that. You have to understand, before the fall, Adam had the full use of his brain. He had a sinless body. He was capable of things that we're not capable of today. And carrying on a conversation with an animal, I should say, communicating with an animal could have been something that was done. We don't know, because we haven't got the background, the experience. We do get a little bit of a look, I believe, when we look at Jesus. He walks up to a fig tree and he talks to it. He condemns it and the tree responds. You say, well, that's just a dramatic way of cursing the tree. That could be. But we see him waking up on a boat and looking around, and he talks to the storm. He says, be still. And the storm responded. He talks to weather and the sea, and it responded. Again, you can say, well, it's just a dramatic way of bringing about the miracle. It could be. But we see Jesus talking to things as if that was a normal thing. It could be just his way, but it also could be that gives us a glimpse of what we'll have when we get our glorified body. That we might be able to communicate with more than just other people. Well, that's just my opinion. But if you want to hear more opinions, then come back next time when I give you more insights on the story.